Hello, everybody. As you may already know, my name is Dante, and you are on my channel where I basically document my journey of being an American, moving to Germany, and basically everything that is involved with that. I do apologize because I know it's been a month or a little over a month since I've last posted a video, and I always say I'm going to try to be consistent, but I get easily like overwhelmed, and I actually maybe I should do a separate video about this as well, but when I was in maybe 5th or 6th grade, something like that, maybe, yeah, 5th or 6th grade, I was diagnosed with like ADD. And when I was a child, when I was diagnosed, I was very like, I'm not taking any medicine, like nothing's wrong with me, I can like fix it. I didn't want to be the person who had a problem. And so even though I was prescribed medicine for my ADD, I basically, when I would have to go down to the school nurse to take the medicine, I would just put it under my tongue, and then as soon as I left, I would like spit the medicine out and didn't really take it. And then it was actually kind of crazy because then one of my teachers was like, oh, we noticed such a change in Tante since she's been put on the medication. And I'm like, I'm not even taking the medicine. But I say all this to say that I think I probably should be on medication for ADD because my brain is is everywhere. So yeah, I probably need to look into that at some point in the near future, just to help me be consistent and get things done because like I am like literally all over the place. But that's not what this video is about. I just, like I said, I'm easily sidetracked. So this video was a video that was requested, and I forgot the person's name, uh, by Sunny. And Sunny had wanted to know about what my experience was when I had tried ayahuasca. So that's what this video will be about. I'm going to share basically my experience. So the reason why, I guess I'll start with the reason why I decided to try it is because I don't know, like for one, it could be because I'm like all over the place. It could be because I was like searching for my life purpose. Like I have had so many different kinds of jobs, and like I worked as a tax examiner, I worked as a stage manager, I worked in finance as like a account manager, I worked I went to school to be a massage therapist. Right now I'm doing English teaching. I also used to work for Uber corporate and deal with the drivers. And so basically, I say all this to say that I've had like all of these jobs, and at all of these jobs, like I did well. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm not able to do the jobs. I did well at all of the jobs, but like none of them made me feel fulfilled. Like I wasn't really happy with any of the jobs I had had in the past. I'm not saying that so much with teaching English, which I'm doing right now, but I'm just saying like in the past I was searching for something. So I decided, okay, maybe ayahuasca will help make some things clear for me. Also, I get kind of when I was working at Uber, that's when I decided to try it. I would get so frustrated with some of the people that we would have that would come in on a regular basis, because sometimes I felt like they were asking like maybe some questions that were that like basically if they just read not even like a whole paragraph, not a whole book, but just maybe a 7-word sentence, the answer was in the 7-word sentence. So I would get very frustrated, and I was like, why is this bothering me so much? Why can't I just answer the question and move on? Why does it annoy me? And so I was like, okay, I need to do something to help me like calm down, to be this peace love person, because I don't know, like, you know, those people that they come into a room and they're just like have this like energy and then this glow, and you just want to be around them and they're positive. And I always wanted to be that person, But then when I would have people come in and they would ask me these really stupid questions that were like written right there, not in a whole text, but just like I said, literally a 6-word sentence, but they just didn't want to read it themselves. They wanted me to read it and do it for them. And like, I don't know why, but it really irritated me. And I don't know why. Like, I understand, like, I shouldn't have been annoyed. I should have just did it and moved on. And I don't know why it bothered me so much. So anyway, I was hoping that it could help me in some way, because I had heard so many stories of people with like drug addiction, or people who had been sexually abused, people with alcohol addiction, people who had like some really major issues, and they had tried ayahuasca, and then afterwards they were like, I don't even want to do that anymore. I'm at peace. I've made peace with my past. I'm this, happy, glowing being now. And so I was like, oh, if I do this, I feel like my thing isn't even like so huge. Like, I should surely come out on the other side like a better, more amazing person. So I was like, yeah, I want to try it. And my friend, a friend that I had actually made at Burning Man, had told me about it, and like me and her were going on vacation together, because it was like around, our birthdays were like 5 days apart. So this is going to be a long video. I just want to warn you and say that, because yeah, I can already see I'm 6 minutes in, and I still haven't even gotten to the actual ayahuasca taking yet. So anyway, we were planning a trip to go to Peru. So we go to Peru. We only had maybe 12 days total in Peru, and we wanted to see so many things. So we didn't get to book like what you would normally do. Normally, I think people do maybe at least a week ayahuasca ceremony, where you take it 3 times and then have like counseling or whatever afterwards. So this could also, I want to just state, this could also be the reason why my experience wasn't the best, because I didn't have the 3 days or a week and then have counseling after each session. So we go, and also I think I already mentioned this, I was raised very religiously to think that like fortune telling, astrology, all of this stuff is considered like horrible and bad, and like you don't do it. And so when we and at this time when I did ayahuasca, I was not in my religion anymore, but I was still I still had some of the ideology, I guess, from the thinking. But when we chose this one, they said, okay, it doesn't have anything to do with religion. This is just like plant medicine to help you grow and whatever. So I get there, you're supposed to do like kind of like a special diet of mostly like vegetarian and like no real sugar and stuff, because like you're going to be throwing up and whatever. And they say it's best for your body if you don't have a lot of like horrible stuff, which I also should mention, I do have a candy addiction. So I did have a little, I didn't eat like perfectly like I was supposed to do. So maybe that is also, I should say, a factor in why I had a problem. So, okay. Oh my goodness, now I lost my thoughts. So anyway, so we go to this, they pick us up from our Airbnb, and then they kind of like take us out to the middle of like nowhere in Peru. And it was near, I want to say it was near Cusco. I know normally you do it in the jungle, but we didn't have time to go there. So we just did it in a place near Cusco. I think it was maybe like an hour or maybe 2 hours outside of Cusco. I don't remember, but they picked us up, they brought us here. And I think this is kind of when my anxiety kind of started to like set in, because we were like literally in the middle of nowhere. Normally, I know when people do this kind of thing, they're like in a huge group of people, but it was just like only me and my best friend in this kind of like abandoned looking facility. So I was kind of like, what is this gonna be like? And then they basically had a shaman. They were like beating us with flowers, of course not like hard or anything, but they were, to cleanse our aura, and then like spitting this stuff on us. I don't know what it was, but they were like basically cleansing our aura. And this kind of started to kind of like freak me out because, like I said, I was raised very religiously to think that like any of this like spiritual stuff is like evil and like works of the devil or whatever. So I kind of started to get anxiety at this point, which is I probably should have just not done it when I started to feel that way. And then they called each of me and my friends separately into the room and had us like blow on these coca leaves. I think they were coca leaves. And then they put them in a bowl. And then they told you about your love life, your family, your health, your future kind of thing. And then that's when I started to get really freaked out because I'm like, how do they know this stuff? Where are they getting this information from? Is this coming from the devil? And I started to get like super like inside. I got very like anxious. But I had already paid, so I was like, okay, let me just go through. Maybe I will still have this beautiful transformative experience where I'll come out on the other side not as an anxious person, as a calm, relaxed, chill, beam of light person. That's amazing. And so anyway, then they like laid us down and we drank the tea. And at first I didn't feel anything, and I was kind of a little bit annoyed. I was like, oh, this is going to be one of those experiences where you pay all this money and then like nothing happens. And so I was kind of like getting a little frustrated, and we were just sitting there, and the shaman was like sing. I don't remember if she was singing at this point, but they were just like kind of telling us procedures, whatever. And so then after maybe 45 minutes or an hour passed, and like me and my friend both weren't feeling anything. So then they asked if we wanted to have more tea or more of the roots and the leaves juice. And I said yes. I said yeah, because like I didn't feel anything. And my friend's like, no, I'm just gonna wait. Or I don't know if she was starting to feel anything at that. I think she maybe was, but I wasn't. So I said, yeah, I'll take some more. This was another big mistake. I saw all kinds of crazy stuff. At first, I just saw like I think they call it the sacred shapes. I don't remember what it's called, but like I just saw shapes and stuff when I closed my eyes, and like colors and things like that. And then I started just having like bad feelings, like when the shaman would come over and she would sing these songs. It just it sent my anxiety to the roof. I felt like she was putting like an evil spell on me or something. And it could be because I didn't understand what she was saying, and I didn't know if her intentions for me were good. And it was like I just had like really, really bad feelings, like really, really bad feelings. And then I would see like people from the Amazon. Like I saw someone from the Amazon, and I just looked into her eyes. And when I looked into this person's eyes, I saw like pure evil. Like I saw like that this was not a good woman, that she had did some really like awful, horrible stuff to people. I could like sense and like see everything that she had did to people without like saying a word. I also saw like my nephew. I saw like my mom, and I was like apologizing to my mom because I felt like I was gonna die, and that she was gonna know like, okay, my daughter died because she did ayahuasca. So I was like seeing her, and that was giving me really bad anxiety and making me feel not good at all. And then towards the end, well, there was so many things. I don't even want to get into or share like everything that I saw, but it was not a good experience. And I don't think that it helped either that me and my friend, we were in the same room, and she was having a super horrible trip from the sound of it, and she just kept screaming and saying, I'm sorry, when is this gonna be over? Um, just screaming and crying. And then I could also hear her throwing up into her bucket. And when she threw up in the bucket, I don't know why, but it sounded like the devil was literally coming out of her. It was like a roar. And then that was putting horrible images in my head as well. So it was just not a good experience. And then towards the end, I saw, it was like I died. It was like I died. I just saw white, and it was like I died and it didn't matter. Like my life didn't matter. And it was, I don't know, like I think that as people we all think that like we matter. And like after that experience, it was, I don't know, for some people they may say, oh wow, this was a good, like nothing matters. But for me, the feeling of nothing matters was like kind of like devastating, that it doesn't matter. Like after, it was kind of like nothing you do, you could be good, it doesn't matter, you could be bad, it doesn't matter. And I had this sense that I had been all of these things. Like I had been this bad person, I had been this good person. Like I had a sense of all these different versions of me, and how like basically nothing mattered. And it was very weird. I don't know. I was not conscious. All I saw was white, but I wasn't even aware that I was only seeing white until somebody, one of the people, basically was tapping me and saying my name, but I didn't even know what my name was. When I kept hearing them say Dante, Dante, I was trying to think how to spell Dante. I had even forgot how to spell my name, and I didn't know that they were talking to me. It took me a while to even realize that I was Dante, like, because I was like nothing. Like I was nothing. Like the white that I saw, that was like blankness, like I was blank basically. And even after I woke up and the trip was basically over, I still had like the residual feeling of like kind of like hopelessness and emptiness. And I had maybe 3 more days in the country, in Peru, maybe about 3 or 4 more days in the country. And I feel like those 3 or 4 days that I was there just seemed so doomed. I felt like I was like waiting to die. Like I felt like the lady had put like a hex or something on me, and I just felt like, yeah, I just felt like a lot of like bad energy. And funny enough, my friend, who I was there with, who did it, who was having like the worst trip from what it sounded like, afterwards she felt like, yeah, I'm ready to start life. Like she's after that she like started her own business with one friend, and now she's working on her own private business by herself. And I was like, her trip sounded awful, but obviously it was a better experience than mine's, because mine's just was not good. I feel like it took me about maybe a year or two to kind of get over it, because yeah, it was not for me, it was not a good experience. Someone told me that, oh yeah, that's what it's like the first time you take it, and maybe you should take it again. But like I am terrified to take it again, because I just feel like, I don't know, like I've done mushrooms before, and I have never ever had a bad trip. And I guess I falsely thought, oh, I am generally a positive person, like I don't think I can have a bad trip. That was wrong. I was definitely wrong about that. But it was, yeah, I guess it was an experience. And I don't know, to be honest, I don't really, I wish I had some insightful words to express something after it, but I I really don't have anything to say. Like I said, for my friend, it worked really amazingly. She was super motivated. She felt like she could do anything. Uh, yeah, so I guess if you guys have like any insight from my experience, that you think, oh wow, like okay, maybe this is what this means, and if you have like a positive spin on it, I would love to hear it, because yeah, for me it was just pretty scary and pretty awful, and I didn't even say all of the things because I don't even want to think about them or bring them up again, but yeah, I just wanted to share that with you because someone did ask. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, and I apologize. Like I said, I knew that this video was going to be long, and I apologize for rambling. And also, I hope that the sound of my fan is not bothering you. I am in Germany right now, and there's like a heat wave, and here, I guess in the majority of apartments, they don't have air conditioning. So I am sweating and in a very uncomfortable situation right now. So I hope the sound from the fan isn't too distracting. But anyways, that is everything. You guys have a fantastic day and a fantastic week, and I will see you soon.